going to record the rest. A lot of my viewers, they are in their 20s, right? A lot of my viewers are in their 20s. They're trying to get into, high ticket selling, premium ticket selling. And you from Portugal, you don't even have those groups. You're not even in your 20s. Now that, we heard your story about going from being an, addict to becoming a successful high ticket closer. Tell me more about what were the, how did you kept going when the challenges came your way? What was like the non-negotiable? So let's say if somebody who is in their 20s and they in United States, they got too much going on, they don't know what they want, but they want to start their career in high ticket closing with selling. What piece of advice would you give from your experience?
Well, what kept me going is the vision I want for my life, and the understanding that this is the better way I found, first to help people, to help myself improve my relationship with others, and also make money and work for everywhere I want. And personally, I am a mother of 2 daughters, and my dream was go to school and grab my daughters anytime I want. If you are young and don't have daughters, I suppose you have a dream, you have a vision from what you want from your life. And when we have that, and we turn that in negotiable, as Mukul says, no matter what obstacles, no matter what happens, we know we can do it. It's something inside, because it's real, it's a reality. The online world is a reality. People need us, whether there are good times, whether there are bad times. What we do, all people need, all entrepreneurs need us, and need us to bring a good, I don't know how to tell that, to represent well them, and when we are able to do that, when we trust our skill, when we kept on learning, when we kept on role playing, when we kept on improve every day, no after no, because when I start here with my first influencer, I go to sell a 5K program. After 2 months, he goes from 10K, and after 2 months again, he goes for 50K. Whoa. It took me 69 calls to close my first 50K package.
Wow.
69 calls. And it was very hard, because my skill, I was wondering if it was my skill, what it was, but I knew that I could do it. If I keep on, and keep on, somehow I will do it. And that happens. And then it doesn't took me 69 again, but the first 69 was, and it was about 3 months, because she doesn't have lots of leads, but I had that commitment with her. I knew we were there to build something. And yes, we built, we help the dozens of people with the program she had, a 1-year program.
Yeah. And I think this is the initial, this is the first initial stage, which I believe everybody has to go through. So if somebody who is starting their career in selling or high ticket selling, even if it's not high ticket, the first few calls will be challenging if you do not have any experience. So Why? Because it's foreign, it's new for you to do something like that. And but you have to think in a long-term perspective. What overcoming this challenge, would this help me in a long run? The problem is a lot of you will actually give up, don't believe in yourself, that it's not happening. Because now, first of all, I want to again emphasize on this, that if you are unable to close somebody, then you do not consider yourself a failure. Failure is an event where you, for some reason, it's not your, the closing is not happening. It could be four different things. You do not we do not know. It could be the, client doesn't know anything about the product, client doesn't even care about the company, client doesn't know what they want, or client doesn't trust the company at the moment. So it could be it doesn't have to be dependent on you. um, Leading that to my next point for you is, so you closed 50K programs now, and your commissions must have been really, really good. What keeps you going even after 2-3 years? And what path are you taking after this? Like, what's next for you here?
If you give me a chance before I go next, because I think it's very important what happened to me 6 months ago, because I ended my professional relationship with that influencer, and I had and I want to tell you a little bit of my story, that it was again a challenge that I overcome. I started to send videos to the influencers here in Portugal.
Okay.
And it took me 80 videos to start to work with the one I'm now. Now I am closing business coaching. And it took me 18 videos and I had some reunions, and I start with one or two influencers, and I ended 1 month or 50 days, because it wasn't what we have talked. But again, it took me 18 videos, and now that I overcome that, I think that again, these make me stronger and stronger. Even if I kept without a client, and here in Portugal, because I have this strange feeling that I don't speak very well English, because some of you are telling, why don't you are selling on those groups that are hiring? Well, I have to overcome this belief that I don't speak English well to close people. And I also have the belief that there is a lot of things to do here in Portugal, because I could learn English. You, Mukul, told me, well, start to practice your English. And but inside of me now, there is another feeling that, okay, I can do something here in Portugal. And now what I really would like to do is start to teaching closing here, because it's a blue ocean. No one here is teaching closing. In fact, there are people closing, but with the way we do it, there are no. What my next step, and I'm starting to, and I also talked to you about that, and I'm taking a while, but the things are starting to happen, is start to teaching closing, and also start an NGC here in Portugal for Portuguese closers and Portuguese entrepreneurs. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the next step. I can totally see that happening for you, and you taking over Portugal. Like you said, it's a blue ocean. So and I know from knowing you that you are you're very resilient. You do not just give up. And some of you who are going to watch this later or hear this later, just to let you know, Sandra took 80 opportunities. Sandra had to send 80 applications before she got her current job. Before this, she was closing a 50K program. And it's hard, guys. It's hard. She has to overcome her English speaking ability in a way where she has to, it was more of a blocker for her, where she had to make herself believe that, English is not an issue, which I believe it's not an issue. But again, depends on influencer or on business to business, how they see it. Um, so a story of overcoming, a story of resiliency, a story of being an entrepreneur, a story of being a single mom, with two kids. This is something which I feel is not ordinary. And I hope if you are in your 20s or 30s trying to find something, don't do it for the sake of money, because you're not going to last long. There are people out there who are enjoying it, like Sandra. There are people who out there who have genuinely have a stronger why, and that will keep them going longer than you could if you are only going in for the money part of things. So I suggest that that have an internal conversation with yourself, that why you want to do it. If you don't want to do it, just don't do it. There are a lot of things in my business which I do not do it at all. Now I don't like it. Now I have the capacity to hire people and I make them do it. But I feel in the beginning I had to do it, because I had a long-term understanding of where I will be just working on my business every single day. And that's where the magic started to happen. But my goal is to always find people like Sandra, in order for me to feel inspired, that to not give up, even if I speak to, I hope I come up with some sort of program where uh I it's not breaking through. And I can remember your story that she went through 80 people, and a lot of people said no to her, and finally she was able to break through. So next is entrepreneurship. So let's take one last question. If somebody who is starting off in high ticket selling and want to learn the skill, what are some of the 3 pieces of advice would you share with them, Sandra?
Choose well from people you learn from.
Why is that so important?
Because I made lots of three programs, and what I really find out now is that we need one that resonates with us, the one that you feel makes you feel good in what you are doing.
Yeah.
And this is something that you feel at the beginning. I didn't understand, but I have to fail to understand that. But this must be something that resonates with you. It must be a person that resonates with you, with your values, what you really want to do for people, and the way you can do it. Close is more than earn money, because now I earn the money I want. I can go to bring my children at school, but at the end of the day, it's the way I talk to people. It's the way I help them overcome the things that happens in the sales conversation, the way I helped her, and the way I know they took the decision. That's what matters, and that's what makes me feel good and make me feel a better person, And now more than ever, I realize that this is very, very, very important. And the second is, if you start on closing, is be resilient. Be resilient, because, and humble, because when we start, we need to understand everything. We need to understand how we can use our skill well, and how we can eventually help people. At the end of the day, I can keep going saying that, but it's the way we help people, and helping them to take the decision. And also work with a product that resonates with you.
Yeah.
This is something I really want to bring, because this is something that also, because I in the middle, I tried some people, some products, and they didn't resonate with me. And at the end of the day, also, it's not good. It's not good, and it probably going to interfere in the results.
I agree. I agree. I think these are all long-term traits. I feel that a lot of people who are learning to sell high ticket selling, who are going to watch this, again, I emphasize a lot more on what Sandra said. You have to like it. You have to love the process. You have to be in it. And the way you make it easier on your part is if you put yourself in a position of coming it automatically to you. So for example, if you love helping people, then selling a coaching on improving other people's life would be an easier for you, rather than you having to sell something on a finance product, which is teaching them how to invest, which is also related to helping other people. But the former one will speak more to you, because you really want to help people lives directly. And so the coaching program would be a great place for you to start as a high ticket seller. Number two is resilience. This is where 80% of you will not cut out. Like, you will not be cut out. I'm an immigrant here, and I know that, as an immigrant, right off the bat, I am behind the line because I have visa restrictions. Also, my English was not good, but opportunities were same for everyone when you come here. But these things, they put you behind in the line. So I had to work on these little things, and it took me 8 years to level up on equal opportunities here. And finally, when I was able to do that, I tried doing different businesses, failed on it, and now I'm hell bent on succeeding my agency, as well as succeeding teaching others on high ticket selling. So definitely these are some long-term traits for anybody who is looking to get into high ticket selling. So well, that's all for both of us, Sandra. I think I'm going to follow your journey. I know you are doing something different. If anybody wants to know more about her struggles, feel free to DM Sandra, message her. She's also on the group, very active. But thank you for your time, and I will see you later.
Thank you. Thank you again. You are an inspiration for me, because seeing your growth and the way you treat people and the closers in your agency also makes me feel and think that I am able to do that here in Portugal. Thank you very much.
Yes, it's always the people first for me. Rest of the things fall in place. So I'm a big believer in people building. So thank you, Sandra. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
All right. Okay. Bye. Well, if you enjoyed this interview, I know I'm getting better. This is my second one. So hopefully you can be a little bit patient with me on as I navigate through this process. But if you like me to interview someone, DM, because my goal is to really put a dent on practical ways of how people can truly succeed with just one skill. I've been able to do $2.6 million in revenue, and added 6 figures in my net worth in just 1 year of learning this skill. And I do have a team which takes care of remote high ticket selling for my clients. But if you are looking to start a career in this, I really want you to think in a long term. I really want you to understand that this is something which you're going to do it, and you're going to help people, because this is again, you're putting your profit, passion, and purpose together in intersecting it. And this is where the work will never feel like work. You will never burn out, and this will give you an opportunity to be ahead with other sales guys out there. So for me, I'm really an introvert guy who can be extrovert with introverts, but I figured out I'm not an A-type personality. I'm not typical sales personality, not anymore. If I was in, in my early 20s, now in my early 30s, I really want myself to be, very practical and reasonable about things which I do, things which I ask, things, people whom I connect to, very mindful about those things. So, for me, sales is different. Sales is more about problem solving now, more awareness, less of talking, less of pushing, less of convincing, which I actually started my career with in an MLM back in 2009. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I will continue to improve. I will continue to find ways to add more value. If you have somebody whom I like to interview, please DM me. With that, take care. Bye.